Hey everyone, I'm Bryant. Ever feel like life's throwing it all at you? Hey, I've been there. I played tennis at the highest levels, was a top player at Vanderbilt in college, and have played at the professional level. But life hit me harder than any match. Losing my mom and becoming a single dad in the same year was a battle I never saw coming. This channel is about more than just racket sports. It's about lessons from the court, tips to up your game, and faith-filled encouragement when life feels like we are down match point. Are you ready? Grab your paddle and let's go.
And so now on the court, when I'm down in a match, I don't think about the scoreboard. I think about the next point, the next shot. And wrapping it all together, breakdowns often lead to the best breakthroughs. So when we have a challenge, trying not to think of it from a perspective of, where's this leading? Woe is me. I'm not going to get anywhere. Think of it as, man, this is just the start of something new, something beautiful, and I can't wait to see who I become after this. Okay, so what are some of the crossovers between pickleball and life? There's so many. One, for instance, is just breathing under pressure. So, for instance, before we serve, so important to have some sort of routine. And this could be off the court as well, however it relates to your life. Having a routine, bouncing the ball X amount of times, 2 to 3 times, and then taking a deep breath before you serve to clear the mind, have some clarity, and to visualize how you want the point playing out. Same thing in life as well. Number 2, reset after a mistake. After a mistake is had, go to your towel, take a deep breath, forget about what just happened, and go to the next point. Same thing in life. And then play the long game. You probably have heard the famous quote, it's not about winning the battle, but it's about winning the war. So you may lose a point, and that's okay. You're going to lose a lot of points. We just have to win 51% of the time. And so having the fighting mentality, being resilient, staying in it, not getting too negative will put us in a frame of mind that will give us a chance to ultimately win the game, win the match, win the war. Okay, now for life. Number 1, find stillness. And what does this look like? For me, it's beginning my day in quiet time, ending my day in quiet time. For me, it's with prayer. It's having gratitude. What am I thankful for? It's helping me visualize how I want the day to be accomplished. What are the top 2 to 3 things that I want to accomplish? It's having that thankful attitude that will then just attract ultimately more of it. And again, it's not always the good things. It could be bad things too, but I've learned to become grateful for the things that aren't so pleasant or so great because it's forming me into who I believe God is creating me to be, to have the impact He wants me to have, so I'm ready for when that time comes. And our health, like physical and spiritual health, I think go hand in hand. So for instance, going to the gym, going for a walk, whatever that may look like for you. For me, I personally love infrared saunas. It helps just when my stress load is very high, and constantly exercising the spiritual muscle as well. And we've probably heard you can't pour from an empty cup. It's like, it's not important, it's critical to then be able to pour out into others. And then community. We're not meant to go about this life alone. Like, we are more connected than ever with our world, with media, with social media, but isolation is more of a pandemic than ever as well. So have to be super deliberate about finding friends who we could lean on, but not just so much on a transactional level, but really asking and sitting down like, hey man, how are you? Like, how really are you? Like, how's your heart? What are your struggles? And that's not something that, like, when someone asked me for the first time, I was able to answer right away. Like, that's like anything else, it takes time because there's probably a lot of things that are just buried and we don't want to talk about, but they're not just going to go away. And so my encouragement is find someone who you can, one, trust and confide in and break through some of those things, because if you could address those things, man, you will be so much more powerful in other areas of your life. So how does faith tie it all together for me? Well, faith is the anchor. It keeps me calm in the chaos. I equate it to putting in the hours of practice time on the court, putting in the drills, dinking, hitting the resets, hitting the serves, returns, drives, drops. That then gives us the confidence when we go to match day. And that in life, God gives us the ultimate playbook. He doesn't promise that it'll be easy, but He does promise that He'll be with us every step of the way. And in that, I know, regardless of what I'm facing, I'm not going about it alone. So you might feel like you're down match point, literally or off the court as well. But don't let that discourage you. Every comeback starts with 1 point at a time. Take your time, recenter, keep the faith, and let God do the steering. So what do we want people to take away from this? Well, whether we realize it or not, here's the truth. Life is a spiritual battle. Whatever we're facing, challenges, it might be on court, it might be at home, it might be in our relationship, it might be with our kiddos, it might be at work, you name it. You're stronger than what you might think in this moment. And we don't know what tomorrow may bring or may hold, but we can trust that we know who holds tomorrow. So thank you for sticking around here till the end. Thank you for being here. I want to hear from you. What is a challenge you have faced in your life, and how did you overcome it? Drop it below in the comments. I want to hear from you. And remember, breakdowns often lead to breakthroughs. And any challenge we face, big or small, remember, it's oftentimes just the start of something new and beautiful. Keep the faith, keep rowing and putting in the work. That's your job. He'll do the steering. Take one step, He'll take two. We'll see you guys in the next one.